Hello everyone. Today I'll show you how to convert between millimoles per liter to milligrams per deciliter. This is my first video on this channel, so if you found this helpful, please consider subscribing. You can suggest video ideas in the comments below. Without further ado, let's begin. First, let me briefly explain what exactly these terms are. So, millimoles per liter and milligrams per deciliter are both units that commonly describe the amount of glucose molecules in your blood. They're simply a way to understand your sugar levels. Millimoles per liters are commonly used in countries such as Canada, the UK, Australia, and China, where on the other hand, milligrams per deciliter are used in countries including the United States, France, Japan, and India. There is no clear reason for why countries use different units. It's likely just preference-based. So to convert from millimoles per liter to milligrams per deciliter, we first need to find the molar mass of our substance, which in this case is glucose. So let me just write the formula for glucose, which is C6H12O6. Sorry. So this is the formula for glucose. And now we want to, now we need to find the molar mass of each of these elements by looking at the periodic table. So carbon is 12 AMU. Hydrogen is 1 AMU, which is atomic mass units. And oxygen is 16 AMU. And just so you know, I'm rounding these off just to be simple. So, but since there's not just one kind of these atoms, there's 6, 12, and 6, we need to multiply these. So 12 times 6 is 72. 1 times 12 is 12. And 16 times 6 is 96. So now we need to add all of these up. And that will give us 180 grams per mole, per 1 mole. So in 1 mole of glucose, we have 180 grams. So this is our base conversion. From here, I'll just use an example of like 15 millimoles per liter, let's say. So let's just do, you have 15 millimoles per liter, and you want to convert this into how many milligrams per deciliter. So I'll explain how to do that. But first, over here we have grams per mole, and to convert from millimoles to milligrams, we can't have moles per grams per mole. So we need to see that. So grams per mole is actually the same as 180 milligrams per millimole, per 1 millimole, because you're just dividing this each by 1,000, so you're actually getting 180 milligrams per 1 millimole, so these two are equivalent. So let's start with this as our base. Okay, so let's first write down this. We have 180 milligrams per 1 millimole, and that is equal to X milligrams in 15 millimoles. So now here you can just cross multiply, and we get this to be 2,700 milligrams per 15 millimoles. So this is the numerator here. So now we've solved this. So we can write this as 2,700 milligrams per liter. Because remember, we haven't converted to deciliters. We're still in liters. But now since we want the denominator in deciliters, and if you remember from SI units, deciliter or deci is 1/10. So we actually need to divide both of these values by 10 to get deci. So we would divide this by 10, and that will get us to 270 milligrams per deciliter. That's how we got this. So that's our answer. 15 millimoles per liter is 270 milligrams per deciliter. And that's how you convert from millimoles per liter to milligrams per deciliter.